Hi everyone, my name is Ehsan. I'm an engineer at Intel and I create videos on how to be productive at work. In this video, I'm going to share with you what I have done during the past 10 years as a grad student at the University of Florida and here at Intel as an engineer, and how do I log my workday every single day and how this has helped me to be more productive and also saved my time to do all my OKRs, my annual review, my quarter review, and also when I got laid off, how this helped me to create my resume in a few hours. And if you are a grad student or if you are an employee, especially if you are an employee, please watch this video. This is going to save your time and headache in the future, and I'm pretty sure you are going to gain something from this video that is going to save a lot of your time and energy in the future if you haven't done it already. Here I'm going to show you a snapshot that I explained 2 weeks ago about how do I block the times and why I'm doing it this way. I'm going to put the link in the description below so you can check it out. But one of the most important block in my calendar is this 30 minutes of the reflection. And I'm going to focus on two of the most important use cases using this reflection time. I'm going to tell you exactly what I do, and this is going to give you an idea and you can customize it on your own. So what I use is an Excel file. You can use a Google Sheet or anything that you can have as something that you log your workday. So I'm using an Excel file. What I do, I have two columns. So on one side I have insight and on the other have action. So if something happens to me, and let's say I'm working on something, so here I have shown you some examples. I'm not going to read exactly through it. You can pause the video and read it. But what I mean here, I'm looking for the insights during the day. Let's say I was focusing on something and my phone, I got a notification on it. So that would be the insight during a high focus session. I was doing my job and I got a notification. So what action I can do to prevent that? And this is how I set these two together. So here I've shown you 3 examples, and these insights and actions in some cases has helped me to see the patterns. For example, we had a new engineer and he was asking me non-stop during the day, questions after questions. He asked something and I helped him, and in a few minutes he asked again another question. After 2 hours he had another question. So I get constantly interrupted, and that's not like I can close my Teams because I'm at work and he can just walk to my cube. So what I thought I can do based on this insight and action, I see that I'm constantly getting interrupted with a new engineer, and from his shoe, he needs help. So I have to train that person. But on the other side, I want to have my high focus session to create something. So what I did, I blocked a time on my calendar just for training. And I said, you have all these questions, you collect all of them, and we are going to have one session for 90 minutes, and I'm with you, and we can have as many as questions you have. We can go through all the documents, the training, and everything. This helped me to see the pattern and have a dedicated time for that issue. If you collect these insights and actions after a few weeks or months, you are going to notice some patterns and you are going to come up with some ideas on how to tackle them. So this is going to be one of the most important use cases that I have for this kind of insight and actions at the end of each day. And now to the second one, which is far more important than the first one, which is updating your resume and your annual performance, OKRs or quarterly review or anything that you have. And you need to write something for it and you just don't have time for it. And even for your resume, no one updates his or her resume every day, not even every 6 months or a year, because we all feel comfortable until we get laid off and we are going to be emotionally destroyed, and we don't have just that focus to remember what we did 3 years ago or 5 years ago. And what I'm going to tell you here is how this reflection time at the end of each day will help you, Because you might say, I haven't done anything during one day, right? It doesn't look great. It doesn't look something crazy. But if you start writing what you just accomplished, some simple questions that I'm going to show you that you ask yourself, then you are going to collect these little things which over time can be turned into a nice and solid bullet point with measurable results. Let me tell you a little story. I had a lab mate and she was ordering the consumables and the chemicals for the lab and all of these things that she had to buy for our research lab. And when we were doing our resume together, for the first bullet point, she wrote what she did, those hard skills that I have done this kind of research. And then she said, I don't have anything else to add here. But because I knew her, I said, you have done this kind of buying for the labs, all these consumables, and you have negotiated these prices. You just didn't call, let's say, Fisher Scientific and say, what's the price for this catalyst? And you just buy it. You have not done that. You call different companies and you negotiate and you get the best price. And that's one of the skills that you have, and you have saved money for our lab just by doing that. And we turn that into a bullet point. So you can read it here on the screen. And then I told her, if you just had a few minutes at the end of each day and you just write what you did, over time you can collect all of this and make this bullet point even better. So let me show you here what I mean using the same two columns. On one side for the action, let's say we just write a resume, because that's how we can filter all of these logs. And on the left, on the inside, you just write these little things. So let's say you just called a few companies and get a quote, and that would be it. But over time, if you collect all of these, then you can filter, and now you have all these little logs that you can give to any AI in this age that it's a hot topic, and it will turn it to a bullet point for you very easily. So you don't have to even spend too much calorie on this. So what I'm saying here is to use this time, this reflection time, this self-talk time, to ask yourself a few questions. Here on the screen, I have a few of them that you can ask yourself. Of course, over time, you learn to ask better and better questions from yourself, because you are talking to yourself. And be honest with yourself. No one is going to read these. This is just a self-talk, and be nice to yourself, but try to imagine you are someone that reviews your own work. So here are the questions. For example, what did I do today that was measurable? Or did I save time, money, or effort? Did I teach or train someone? Did I create or improve something? Did I help the team achieve a goal, or anything similar to that? But even if you need more template, I made even more in depth. So here you can have these on your Excel file or Google Sheet or anything that you use to collect these daily logs for your Workday. You can copy paste these and just ask yourself every day, because if you do it every day, it's fresh and you remember it. But if you don't do it, and it happens someday you forget, or you don't have time, or anything else you can find any excuse for it. One day is okay, but don't let this to be the second time or the third, because you just ignore it and you might say, I will remember, but you don't. Just trust me, write this down, because this is going to help you with your OKRs when you want to write it, with your performance, with your annual review, the quarterly review. And when you want to update your resume, you never recall what you did, all those details, how much improvement you did, because you want to have some measurable results. And this is going to help you. All you need to do after having these over months and years is to just filter the second column for resume and copy paste everything to any AI with the job description and ask what bullet points I can write to match this job description. So if I have one recommendation for anyone who just started the grad school, is an employee, or even have been an employee and you haven't done this, just start it from today and just build this log over time. This is going to save a lot of headache down the road. And since you made it up to here, I have one more tip. When you want to do this reflection time, don't do it in the same place that you work. Just take your laptop with you and go to a new place, and this will help you to trigger something. And you might say, I'm now reviewing myself. I'm someone else who reviews what I did during the day. And this is just changing the environment to feel now you are a separate person, that you review yourself. So that's just a ritual I have when I want to do this kind of review to myself at the end of the day. That was it for this video. See you in the next one.